the form that you filled in, this honorarium. So if you did not do any sort of work, per se, you think it was right in receiving this honorarium?
Then we were thinking that it's just an honorarium because we were in some committees that we were doing some activities, but it's during this commission that we know that it was very wrong.
Okay, you're not part of the finance committee, so I understand that the finance committee will do a revenue hunting when it's lip period. So, but you're not part of the finance committee from your statement?
No, I'm not.
So you just be called to say the honorarium is in for you to go and receive this honorarium?
Yes.
Then you didn't know it was wrong, but now you know it's wrong?
Yes.
Okay. Then we move to the next issue. Are you part of the councillors that were allocated a car?
No.
Okay. That will be all for the witness for now, Madam Chair, except Madam Chair have a question. Or, sorry, my senior have a few questions.
Let me just ask, then I hand over to. Mr. Ba, it is correct that you receive fuel supply?
As?
At times. You're given fuel by council?
No.
You don't receive fuel?
As personal?
As councillor?
As a councillor?
Well, whether it's personal or official.
What I know.
No, listen. What I'm asking is it correct that you at times receive fuel from council? Is it correct?
What I know is I did about 2 road rehabilitation, which the communities have requested, and it was approved. But as personal, that has never happened because I don't even have a car.
So you don't receive fuel coupons as way of compensation?
Never.
So how much fuel was given to you when you were doing the rehabilitation?
I could remember that of Umorto. They gave me 100, and later I was told that because I applied for 200. I was given 100, so but the other 100 never came. And also...
now, wait, before you proceed. The 200 that you requested for and you were given 100, did you sign any voucher indicating that you are in receipt of the 200 instead of the 100?
What I only signed was to the 100.
Okay. Yes, Councilor, you may proceed.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Mr. Ba.
Yes.
This ward allocation.
Yeah.
You were there in 2018? You were there in 2018?
Yes.
Have you had any ward allocation for your ward?
Yes.
In 2018?
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
That's the first and last one?
That's the first and the first term.
First term?
Yeah.
So how many ward allocations were you allocated between 2018 to 2023?
Only once.
Only once?
Yeah.
How many wards were allocated? Do you recall?
It's all in all was 10. But afterwards, we come to know that the other ward did not receive, I don't know what happens, but they did not embark on their project.
These 10 wards, do you know how they were chosen?
Yes.
Tell us, please.
Yeah, maybe you are not here, but I explain, but I still will explain. When the idea was conceived about this ward allocation, then we went to the council sitting and explained about the whole idea.
Yes.
So we were assigned to go back and meet with the planning unit. So there then, since we are not technicians, the planning and development unit, they are the technicians, we asked them to come up with a criteria, which they did. So based on that criteria, we did our first selection. So in that, we said, from what I can remember, we said every ward must have a bank account, and every ward must show that they were having meetings, and they have to produce a plan.
Yes.
I think about 4 or 5. So then after they get that criteria, we went back to the council sitting our development committee, we reported back to the council, and so that let every ward knows that before you benefit, you must fulfill this criteria. So all the time we have been reminding until we set a deadline. Only 5 wards were able to fulfill those criteria. That was.
Were you part of the 5?
I was part of the 5.
Now, who made the decision? Who was calling the shots? Who was deciding as to the 5 that will be selected?
When we receive all the applications, we do call a meeting whereby the planning unit will be there with us to check on. But normally what we do is if a certain decision has to be taken to a particular ward and you are part of the committee, we always ask you to excuse us so that the committee will have time to check all the documents that were there to ascertain whether you have met all the criteria.
Were you recusing yourself as a member of the committee?
Yes.
In all the meetings?
That concerns Giboro.
You were not present at all?
Yeah.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
So for the ward allocations, you would not take part in the meetings?
For ward allocation, that the discussion is centered around you. No.
No, but the allocation itself, when you were deciding that you will, the first 5 or 10 would be given the allocation, did you take part in the meetings?
What I said is, I fulfill all the criteria.
I know, but did you take part in the meeting?
After the selection, then all the meetings I have to attend.
That's after the selection?
After the selection.
So, but you will not be present during the selection?
No.
So who will be present?
The other councillors with the planning unit.
With the planning unit?
Yes.
Now, we know, or we've heard, that there were other ward councillors who would submit their applications, if you call them that way, and they would be rejected for whatsoever reason. Is that true?
I have explained it here. That is never true because, as I said, the first 5, I explained it here. The first 5, it was discussed at committee level with planning unit. We went to the council sitting to explain the whole concept. From there on, the meeting assigned us to go back and come up with a criteria, which we did. We came back to the council sitting and explained. After that, all the time we have been reminding ward councillors that you have to submit. So then only five submitted the first one. The second one, also when time was up for us to check on also how to do the selection, we did the same thing. We went back and discussed with the planning unit who came up with a criteria. In that criteria, we said at least this time, because the first round, the first disbursement, only male councillors benefited. We said at least this time around 2 female councillors, if they meet the criteria, they will benefit. So in that, one councillor, a female councillor from Foni applied, and 1 female councillor from Combo here also applied. So they were all given the opportunity, and then they were selected directly.
Now, how would you describe your relationship with the former chairman?
For me, I can say it is cordial.
What do you mean by cordial?
Because I only go to his office when the needs of my people arise or when it is about the committee that I serve.
Yes.
So after that, for me, I'm always busy on my lobbying.
Do you benefit from these ward allocations because of your relationship with him?
Never. That was not.
You don't think so?
I fulfill the criteria because he doesn't take any. He was not part of our meeting. He don't use any of his influence. He leaves us as councillors to do our work.
But you may have a good relationship with him, Mr. Ba.
No, but he doesn't have influence over me because whatever I do, I was doing it as a committee member for the West Coast people, and when I'm
let me show you the development committee minutes.
Yeah.
The minutes of the development committee.
Yeah.
Do you recognize that file?
Yes.
Now, we have the minutes of the development committee meetings. But for all of those meetings, you were present. Now, I do not see one minute there which you were absent.
Yes.
Yeah, for all the minutes you were present.
Yes.
That's the file for the development committee.
Yes.
Do you confirm that?
Yes.
So your earlier evidence that you would be absent would not be true?
No. What I said is, when we are in a meeting,
Yes.
when it's about your
Let me
work,
have the file whilst you speak, please. Go ahead.
you can come to the meeting,
Yes.
but when we reach the agenda for the selection,
Yes.
you as the committee member, a councillor of that ward is not allowed to be in that final part of
But
the
how would we know that? How would we know? The minutes do not say that.
maybe
The minutes must feature where you were asked to recuse yourself.
maybe the minutes doesn't show that, but actually that's what we are doing.
No, but I'm just saying, I don't deny that. The issue is I'm not in the position to deny that I was not present. But when we look at the minutes of the meeting, it says the people that were in attendance.
Yes.
Now, the minutes itself, everything discussed in the meeting would be contained in the minutes. So if you, for example, Ousman Song, is it Ousman Bah?
Yeah.
If you were asked to step outside to recuse yourself because a certain issue was discussed which affects your ward, then it should be captured in the minutes to say
that's
at this point you were not in attendance because it affects your ward.
That's true.
Is that not the case?
That should be the case.
So your assertion that you would be absent is not.
Yes.
It's not sustainable.
As far as it's not stated at in the minutes, that's correct.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So now that there will be that conflict because you are part of the development committee and you're also, there are other wards that were not allocated. So many are not allocated. Is that not the case?
But council,
Yes.
if you really understand what I was saying,
I understand what you're saying.
the opportunity was given to all the 28 wards.
Yes.
Only 5. We are in need of 5, and only 5.
Yes.
Yes, please proceed.
Yes, as I said, I benefited in the first disbursement,
Yes.
and then repeatedly we have been informing ward councillors to submit, and
Yes.
only 5, which I was part of, only 5 applied. The only time we received more than 5 and we needed to select 5 was the second disbursement.
Who you applied? You sent your application to the development committee.
Yes.
Is there another file apart from this one, so that we will assess the applications? It is not here, is it? The development committee.
Because
meets.
when we apply,
No, I'm just saying, can you confirm that this file does not contain those applications? Because if we were to go by what you are saying, that you were qualified or deemed to be qualified based on merit, then it has to be contained in the file, that the file that you're talking about applied, the application should be present. Is that not the case?
I can fully remember that it's not here.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, but all was submitted
Yeah, but submitted to
the planning unit.
the planning unit, not the development committee.
Development committee was kind of a committee that was responsible for the project.
Did the development committee receive your applications?
When we asked the councillors, every councillor to submit it to the planning unit. So from the planning unit, when we want to do our meetings,
Was received.
is where we go and receive it.
But it is not in the file.
So, which I don't know, but all the reports were at the council.
So now who do we ask? There is a problem. We need to know
The plan
how you
unit.
were qualified, Mr. Ba. How, because going by your oral testimony, you have met all the requirements. But going by the file, the documents that we see, it didn't indicate anything of that nature. Do you agree with that?
Anyway, from the file here, yes.
Yes.
But what I know is,
Yes, Mr. Ba, can you provide us, since you said applications were sent to the development unit, right?
I'll go
That
and
it-
find out.
Yes. No, you are not finding out. You are getting us the documents,
Okay.
the applications, because some witnesses sat there and said they had applied severally and they were refused.
Yes.
So we want to see the applications that were sent to the development unit for onward transmission for consideration at the development committee unit. All right, please note that,
Okay,
so that you can provide us for the commission. And that would also allow us to know, because I have earlier requested that you provide us the set criteria that you have, the criteria that were set for the wards to be legible to request for funding. And let me ask you, as a councillor, who is representing a ward that is affected, not affected actually, that is engaged in gravel and sand mining. The disbursement that you had, the one-time disbursement you had, what was it that you used the funds for in your ward?
Yes. That is, you want to, are you talking about the word allocation, right?
Yes, the word allocation.
The word
That is the only one that you received.
Yes, that is market. We used it to build a market set.
A market set.
Yes.
Now, did you have any assessment done on the impact of the mining activities that is going on? Did you ever, as a ward councillor, did you ever, have you gone to the sites and did an assessment to know what sort of activity you were supposed to do in those areas that are affected?
What I normally do is, I used to visit, not always, but I used to visit all the mining centers.
So have you done any assessment to know what is the possible impact for the long term?
No, I don't do any assessment. I only go and see what.
Do you think it is necessary to do an assessment to know what the impact would be in the future of these activities for the community?
Yeah, I will try to do that.
Do you think? No, I am asking.
No, it's good to assess and know the impact that the mining is doing in our communities, those communities.
So you think it's important to do that
Yeah,
assessment?
it's very important.
Well, I think the council should revisit and understand the import of the law vis-a-vis with these monies that are supposed to be disbursed to the communities. Because these monies are supposed to be disbursed with a view of helping restore the environment so that it will not have a correlated impact, even though there are some certain agreements or safeguards that are contained in the agreements with the people that are mining. But you know as a fact that there are some illegal mining that is happening. So you cannot hold anybody accountable if that person is not a licensed individual who is allowed to go and mine there legally. So do you think it is important at this stage to make sure that when you receive these funds, since you said you are a serving councillor as we speak, to make sure that these funds are utilized in a manner that would help to restore the environment, particularly those people that are engaged in illegal mining?
Yes, but mining, we once, as a committee, I can say some councillors, we once went to geology office to discuss about this, because sometimes they will just give license, you just see operations going on, you will not even know how they get their license. That do happen. So we go in there, sometimes it's always difficult. This is why this time around when we came, the development committee, which I'm part of again, we come up for restoration of the environment.
But Mr. Ba, don't you think it is your business to know who is doing economic activity in your own zone?
What I said is, in my ward, anywhere that is mining is done, I normally go
No, my
there.
question is, don't you think it is your responsibility to know which companies are doing activity in your own zone and look at possibly requests for the documents that allow them to have the legal right to do what they're doing in your zone?
No, that should be my responsibility.
Correct. Ms. Councilor, you can proceed.
Let me hand you this development committee minutes again. Exhibit number. It's exhibit number LGC/MJ in bracket C/BKAC/013. How many times did you meet in 2019? And by the way, who was the chairman?
I was the chairman.
How many times did you meet in 2019?
That was many.
Many? I'm going by the file.
Yeah, by the file here, from what I see, because I could remember.
So let's first stick to the fact with respect to the file, and then you can now say what you have to say.
From the file here, one, two.
Is there any meeting in 2019 as per the file?
I don't see any 2019 here.
We can hear you, sir.
I say I cannot see 2019 here.
So there is no minutes of meetings for 2019?
There were meetings.
No. There are no minutes of meetings
Yeah.
in that file.
Yeah, in this
There is a
file.
development file.
In this file, yeah.
Yes, that is the file that should contain the minutes of meetings.
Yeah.
And we don't see any minutes of meetings.
Yeah, I don't see it there.
Why?
So it's where I want to explain, because
Okay.
I could recall there was a time, my secretary,
Yes.
that is Honorable Bouakar Kante of Carton Ward,
Yes.
informing us that, because we have some, at the vice office,
Yes.
where we used to put our files.
Yes.
So there was this day that he came and said, you don't find the files there. But maybe when he comes, he can able to.
No. You are the chairman. You are here. You
Yeah.
should give us the answers.
So that's what really happens. One time our files get missing.
So as at this point, there are no records of meetings for 2019.
Unless we get back.
No. That's the
They
fact.
asked in the
I
file
did not say
here.
there was no meeting in 2019.
Yes, in this file there was no meeting.
Yes, and you don't have records of meetings because as far as you're concerned, it was lost. It's lost.
That's what I'm saying. Based on this file, there is no.
And outside this file, there is no other minutes of meetings because they are lost as far as you're concerned.
Yes,
The secretary told you.
What we can do is, because sometimes we councillors, when we have meetings, we normally have extra copies. So we will go and check. And
Let's just get what the facts are. The facts are this file doesn't contain 2019 minutes.
that's true.
And your secretary informed you that the file is lost.
Yes.
Good. And so there is no official minutes with respect to
Yeah, based on this file.
2019.
Yes, that's true.
You were awarded, given the ward allocation in 2019?
Yes.
So how would we know how you were allocated in 2019, that there was no foul play based on differences of opinion of any kind.
Anyway, from during 2019,
Yes.
there was no bias, there was nothing. All these processes were discussed at
We would
council.
not know. The file will explain exactly what you are saying. The file should explain that. We would not know that you did not benefit because of your relationship with City for Songo.
No, I have no.
I did not say you benefited because of your relationship with City for Songo. I'm saying we would not know that. You don't have minutes for that. You
Yes.
don't have records for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. From this file, there is no records.
So when people come here and sit down there and where you are sitting, and then they explain that they were being marginalized by virtue of their opinion.
What if you listen to me? Where
differences?
at the first disbursement, out of the 28 words, only 5.
That is your
applied.
oral evidence. That is what you are saying. You occupied the
The
office.
ol-
You were the chairman of a committee.
The
Where
only-
are your records?
The only time that we have more than 5 applicants, that was during the second disbursement.
Mr. Ba, I believe you. I believe you. I agree with you.
Mr. Ba, let us be clear so that we will not belabor the issue too much. The fact is that you said, your secretary said the files were lost. Are you maintaining that the files were lost? You cannot find any records for the 2019 minutes of meetings? Or let me finish. Or is there a possibility of you getting copies
That's
if
where.
you are given time?
That's the point I want to talk about, because
Yes.
I said.
No, now listen. Do you want us to give you time to get us copies?
Exactly, that's what I want to say.
All right, so we will give you time by next week, Wednesday. You get us copies of 2019 minutes of meeting.
Exactly.
Thank
So,
you.
Yes.
How about 2020? How many minutes do you have for 2020?
One. I saw one here.
Just one.
Here.
How is that possible?
I saw only one, and we did more than one.
So there's only 1 minute of meetings.
Yeah.
We need you to speak louder, please.
Yes, only one I saw here.
Only one.
Yeah.
Does that mean you only had one meeting in 2020?
No, we had more than one. We had more than one.
Where is the evidence?
The
Do you
evidence-
also want
The evidence
to
is
be
not
given
here.
time to bring
Yeah,
those minutes?
I'll check on it.
You will check?
I'll work on it and see if I should get
2021?
2021. I show one. That one also I saw one.
1. 2022?
One.
2023?
I don't see none here.
See,
For 2023, our mandate stops at the end of January 2023.
yes. Yes,
So
January.
if you have any sittings that have occurred in 2023 in January, those are the minutes we will want to see.
So, yes, so please write that down. The other issue is
January 2023. Yeah.
I believe